Hey guys, welcome to another 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Frankenstein's monster. Now this is a classic Remco version, I believe, and he is very dated, but at the same time very cool. Mine, as you can see, has some weird paint problems, but this is a common issue for this figure because he was played with a lot and his paint just is not exactly top-notch. But overall, this figure is pretty cool to have in your collection just because he definitely captures that old look of Frankenstein's monster. So let's start out with talking about the paint and the sculpt. Yeah. To start out, his face, I do believe, matches Boris Karloff's pretty well. It also kind of looks like Herman Munster, not to devalue it or anything, but it definitely has that look. And there's the little sculpted parts of the, what do they call those, sticking out of his neck? I don't know. If you want to comment what those are called, just do whatever you want. Bolts. That's it. Bolts sticking out of his neck. I'm a genius. He has some stitches at the top of his head here. He's got that huge high forehead and then his flat top. And of course, from what we can see of the paint, it's not too good. There's a little bit of blood there, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there. There may have just been some kids painting that they decided to add on there. And then there's no paint on the torso part on the back, but on the front there's a little bit of a brown belt and then a green sweater, which I'm not sure. Did he actually wear a sweater under all that? I'm not sure. Seems to me like they shouldn't have, if Frankenstein was going to put together a guy, he should have had him in like some sort of hospital gown or something, right? Just seems a lot more doctor-like than just putting him in a suit. And as you can see, he's got these floody sleeves that makes him look like he belongs in an 80s nightclub or something. Very nice. You can see there's also some sculpted detail of the rips in his hands where they had to be stitched on. Although there's no stitching paint, so it's just a line, basically. An indent line. Then on the underside you can see the paint there, and what little paint there is, it's all been like wiped off and rubbed off over the years. I don't believe this guy's too old even. Let's see, that date. 1980, so fairly old. But I've seen Star Wars figures his age that have ridiculously good paint, and not too many of this guy with actual good paint. He's got some dark circles under his eyes, very black pupils, just absolutely black eyes, with droopy eyes as well. Then at his shoes, I kind of wish they gave him more of those big blocky feet. Instead he has kind of really tiny feet that do have a big sole at the bottom, but it should be a lot bigger, I do believe. And there's no paint for where his leg would be, I guess. Maybe that's supposed to be a sock. I don't know. And then that's basically all to say about the paint and the sculpt, because basically, you know, he doesn't have much going on for him. So let's talk about articulation. At the head, he can do a full 360. Mine is a little bit loose and wobbly, but that's something you gotta live with. And then at the shoulders, he can do a full 360. And then there's nothing else on the arms. And then at the legs, he can move all the way up and then all the way down like that. And that's absolutely it. 5 points of articulation, which, you know, we're all used to, us who collect the old Star Wars figures and basically any other old 3 3/4 inch figure other than G.I. Joe, since they were the groundbreaking ones. Here he is next to Alien here, who I did a review of in these 31 Horror Toys in 31 Days, so check out that. And then here he is next to a Star Wars figure, and I have compared these guys next to each other before, but in case you haven't seen that, here you go. Pretty cool, huh? He fits in fairly well. I do think that it would be cool to hear some stories about anyone who's owned these and had them playing with the Kenner Star Wars figures, but I haven't heard of any of those. So, if you have, make sure to tell me, because that would be interesting. I like his pose here with the hands out like that. That does make for good display options. And the low articulation does work with this guy since he's supposed to be a stiff corpse. So overall, I do think he is a cool figure. He's very dated, but, you know, tell me what you guys think. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next review. Peace. He stands at just under 4 inches tall. Here he is next to a Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure. Here he is next to the Van Helsing Frankenstein's monster figure. And here he is next to a horrified-looking Dale.